Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to unbox my new WEN 14,500 watt tri-fuel generator. It runs off of gasoline, natural gas, as well as propane. It's always good to have a backup generator just in case the power fail. So stay tuned to this video. I'm going to get my new WEN generator unboxed and get it set up right here in the Caliente garage. So let's get started. This WEN 14,500 watt generator is not sponsored. I actually paid for this generator out of pocket. I needed a backup generator in the event of a power failure, so I decided to pull the trigger on this WEN generator. So we're going to get this thing open up, get it unboxed, and get it set up and actually get it started. But before we do that, I want you to take the opportunity to click the subscribe button. So now that you've clicked the subscribe button, let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what we're going to get inside of the package. So I'm going to take my box cutter, see if we can cut off these straps here. To see what we're getting inside of the contents. Get this thing opened up. This unit here actually weighs probably a couple 100 pounds. So it's pretty heavy. We're gonna get this thing set up right here in the Caliente garage. First thing, it's coming with instruction manual. And it's got some keys because this thing is electric start. So I think the best way to get this generator out, I'm just gonna take my box cutter and I'm just going to cut up the sides. I think this is going to be the best way to get this generator out of the box. And we're going to cut this last corner. Wow, this thing is really nice. See if I can tilt it to get this plastic from underneath. And it's probably best to have another person to help with moving this unit because this thing is not light. Actually weighs a couple 100 pounds. So now that I have the unit unpacked and out of the box, we're going to look at the packing list and see what actually comes with the generator. So it came with instructions manual. We're going to look at that here in a moment. So what are we getting with this particular unit? So we're getting 2 wheels. These look like some rubber shoes that go on the bottom. 2 handles. Hardware kit. And it's coming with the tool kit. So all of the tools that you need to get this thing assembled comes with the unit. And this is the gas line for the propane tank. If you want to run propane, it's coming with the gas line, and it looks like it comes with a connector. We'll get this thing open up as well. It's coming with a 44 ounce of SAE 10W30 engine oil. And it coming with this funnel with an attached rubber hose. A high altitude kit. So I guess if you live in a high altitude area, it's coming with these little orifices that you can put inside of the gas line, the connection for the gas line. And it's coming with some keys. So it's giving you everything right here in the kit. I'm going to just take a block of wood to just kind of get this thing propped up. You want to take the wheel, you want to take the axle, slide it through. The part of the wheel that protrudes out, we're going to go inward. We're going to take our cotter pin, stick it through the wheel. Okay. So next we're going to put the feet on the unit. So according to the directions, before putting on the bottom of the feet, it wants you to remove these 2 red shipping brackets on the bottom. So it wants you to take out these bolts. So I'm going to take out these 2 red shipping brackets. That should have been the first thing. That should have been the first thing that I should have done. So we're going to take out these 2 red brackets. These are shipping brackets. Make sure you take those out before you install the feet. Just want to take out that. So to put the feet on the unit, we got these 2 feet, and we got 4 nuts and 4 bolts. They're the shortest ones inside of the pack. So we're going to take out our bolts, and we're going to come from the bottom up. So next I can lift up on this unit to remove this block of wood. So the next step is to get the handles installed. As you guys can see, just gonna put these handles on there so when I mount the handles, I'll be able to pick up the unit with leverage. And we're gonna do the same to the other side. And we're gonna use the longest bolt. Take that off. We're gonna come here on the side. Line it up. And tighten the nut down onto the bolt. And I'm using a 1/2 millimeter and a 10 millimeter to tighten down the handles to the frame. So I got the wheels mounted, I got the feet mounted. The next step is to install the oil. I'm gonna open up the dipstick, add oil. The capacity is 44 ounces. Unscrew the cap and fill to the bottom lip with SAE 30 or 10W30 4-stroke engine oil. So it came with this funnel. And we're going to pour in the 44 ounces of SAE 30 oil that came with the unit. We're going to pour in this entire contents. We're going to pour in the whole bottle. To properly fill the unit with oil, I'm just going to stick the dipstick inside of the fill. I'm not going to turn it. And I just want to verify that it's not over full and it's at the upper limits. So next I can screw down the dipstick. So next we're going to take the cap off of the battery, get it plugged in. So we got the battery plugged in. Looking at the unit, the first thing I've done is install the wheels, push the axle through, and I use the washer here on the inside, push the axle all the way through, secure it with a cotter pin. Do the same for the other side. The second thing I've done is install the feet. Here on the bottom I used a piece of wood to prop up the unit, and these red brackets needed to be removed. You got one on each side, mounted underneath. Take out the red brackets, install the feet on both sides. You guys can see underneath. The next step was installing the oil, and I also connected the two-way flat for the battery. So the next step is to fill this thing with 8.2 liters of gasoline, and we're going to crank it up and see how she runs. The next step, I'm going to add some gasoline. And that's the thing I love about this fuel cat. It comes in so handy. It holds 8.2 liters of gasoline, but we're going to put about 8 gallons in this thing. So the first thing I've done, I put the wheels on the unit. I put the feet on the unit. I removed the red brackets that came underneath the bottom for shipping. I put in 44 ounces of oil that came with the unit, the SAE 30, or you can go back with a 10W30. I've connected the two-way flat for the battery because this thing is push start. You can actually pull the rope as well. Drop in my strainer. So before we get this thing started, I'm just going to do a little walk around and show you what you're actually getting on the unit, and then I'm going to get this thing started up. So we got a 8.2 liter tank. Inside of the tank is a strainer. We got this thing fuel already put in. On the side here, it has a fuel gauge. We have the fuel switch. You can go natural gas to the left, propane to the right, storage to the top, or gasoline to the bottom, kind of at this 6 o'clock position. We have an oil alert if the oil gets low. We have a spot here for a key start. We have a CO Watchdog. We have a data meter for the data. We have an 8 amp breaker fuse. We have a cigarette charger, a 12 volt DC. We get in 4 120 volt outlets with 2 20 amp breakers to reset, push to reset. And also we getting a 30 amp. This is a NEMA AL14-30R receptacle, and it comes with these 2 30 amp breakers. And here to the right would be a NEMA 14-50R receptacle. It's a 240 volt, and we have a main breaker switch here to the right. We also have a spot here to ground the unit if necessary. One thing about this particular unit, it's a neutral floating unit. It's not a bonded unit. It's a neutral floating unit. We got a spot here on the front to connect natural gas or propane. The propane regulator came in the kit. Oil, battery, and this thing is ran by a 500cc engine, pull start. One of the reasons that I purchased this thing is that we can crank it with the key. I don't have to worry about pulling the pull start. Filter housing here to the left. Nice handles to lift the unit. As I move around to the other side, you have your exhaust for your muffler. To choke it, you're going to go left. To run, you're going to go right. And it's right here on that little sticker right here. Left is choke, right is run. We also have a fuse shut off, and this thing is in the off position. To turn it on, I'm just going to turn this knob here. That's going to let fuel flow down to the engine. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to turn the switch on. That's the on position. That's going to let fuel come from the tank and run down to the carburetor here on the left side. So this thing is ready to be cranked. First thing we're going to do, we're going to turn the knob to the 6 o'clock position. That will be gasoline. So we have the fuel selector on, we have the fuel on. I'm going to turn the choke to start. Once it cranks up, I'm going to crank it to run. And then I'm going to open up the door, and we're going to just, get some air in here and make sure this thing is running as it should. So here we go. This is going to be the first start. So just a quick recap, I got the generator unboxed. First thing I did, I put the wheels on the unit. I put the feet on the front, but I had to remove the red mounting brackets that they install for shipping. I had to remove those red mounting brackets first, install the feet on the front, install the handles. You want to plug in a battery. You want to fill the unit with the oil that came with the unit, which is 44 ounces of SAE30, or you can go back with a 10W30. I filled the unit with gasoline. You got a spot here for a NEMA AL14, which is a 30R receptacle that has the 4 prongs on it, and it just goes right in. And then it's a twist lock. Very simple, very easy. That's for your 30 amp. This cord did not come with my unit. I've actually purchased this separately, and I have 4 outlets for the 120 on a 30 amp. So it just unplugs. Okay. If you have a generator, you can always just purchase your cord separately, and you got your breaker here on the front to turn off your receptacles. And that's pretty much it. So I want you guys to stay tuned to a part 2 where I'm going to actually connect this thing to a propane tank and see if it actually runs off propane as it advertised. And also we're going to connect it to natural gas. So one of the things about this particular generator, right in the kit, it came with a hose for natural gas. Well, for propane. It didn't come with a hose for natural gas, only propane. Anytime you do a propane setup, you got to have a regulator. So I want you guys to stay tuned to my part 2, where we're going to see if we can get some propane hooked up. We're going to see if we can get natural gas hooked up. This is a tri-fuel unit, gasoline, natural gas, and propane. Is that I actually picked up a cover. The cover did not come with the unit. I picked up this cover separately. It comes with this. This is one of the larger covers for the WEN generator. Just cover this up and see how it actually works. And it's going to keep out any dust, any debris, or the weather. It's got the WEN logo here on the front, and it'll protect the unit from dust and the weather. So I really like that. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to put it in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'll see you a little bit later out here in the Caliente garage.